Welcome to Real as Possible, where two sisters keep it real with hilarious stories from our childhood and honest conversations about faith, life, and everything in between. Welcome back for kind of number 2 episode. Okay, so recap. Stepdad went to the hospital. He's doing much better. Still has a little bit of a road ahead of him. And we talked about the Olympics. I love the Olympics. Ashley could care less. Real quick, if you were in the Olympics,
sure the heck wouldn't be figure skating,
right? Based
for a couple of reasons.
Based off of the skill or little skill that you have, what do you think you would be good at?
Snowboarding, hands down, mother.
Snowboarding, okay.
Snowboarding, and it would probably be the half pipe. Why? Because at least I have somewhat experience with a half pipe.
That's true.
It's been a long time.
I think I would probably enjoy, or not enjoy. I'm not talking about enjoy. What I actually think I would be good at, and that would probably be like something that has nothing. It would be like sitting in a luge.
You talk about that thing that you lay down.
Not the skeleton. I don't think. The skeleton's head first. I could not do that because you literally just see white.
I thought you meant like something that I wouldn't say I'd be good at the half pipe. I would enjoy the half pipe.
No, not enjoy it. What based off of the skill that you believe that you have?
Would kind of be that because
I feel like you'd be good at it. I think
I want to see you try.
I do. No, I don't know how to stop. I do.
Yeah,
I would
do.
break.
You fall over.
I would lose a kidney on that thing. I would literally land on the edge.
But that's how you used to stop when you would try.
As I'm saying, I need my kidneys, so no.
Scooter with us.
I would say that I do actually think I would be placed in figure skating.
Oh, not me.
Because
you've seen me on the ice.
I am good on the ice or skates.
If I got points for graceful falling, I think I would do okay.
I just would be I would be very self-conscious about my booty cheeks hanging out. I'm just going to be real. When I'm not in snowboarding. Is that where you're at? It's like, no. Back to figure skating.
I guess I do like the full outfit. So
yeah, I would
snowboarding.
Could you imagine wearing a snowboarding suit while you're
figure
skating or vice versa? Just do your little triple axel.
Someone else maybe.
Ain't nobody want to see this. But also like the extreme dieting and everything. No thanks. Just put me in the luge or the bobsledding.
If I had someone who brought me, if I had a chef, I'd be fine with it. Because I kind of have a chef.
Maybe.
It's from a window and I drive up to it. How's it going, chef? The usual.
Number 1, please. Yeah. So Olympics, yes. Then we talked about our growing up in the 90s, how it was very beautiful, but also very tragic because we had a lot of. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Was when we went to Scarlett is going to New York next month.
Mm-hmm.
And
with the school,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And something that's crazy is that I think she's going to the 9/11 memorial and museum.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I'm able to talk to her about the day where I was when that happened, is kind of unreal and it really was a moment that stopped you in your tracks. Like, I think everyone could tell you where you were.
It took me a hot minute to process that.
You probably went through, I would say, your first,
in the moment.
Yeah,
yes.
It really hit you hard during that time.
And I think it was because, well, first of all, I had no idea what it was at first. Because I had no idea what those buildings
13.
were. Yeah,
13,
I was
roughly 14, 15.
Sophomore high schoolish, somewhere around there.
I was a freshman, yeah.
Yeah. And to me, it was I don't care. I don't even know what these buildings are. I know nothing. And I was at school when I heard about it. And then I started like watching the news and reading the articles. And
I went. Did you not see it on the TV right away?
No,
I did.
No, I remember what class I was in. And I just like, I was also going through like my high school years were very like, black. You know what I mean? Like I just had a lot of anger that I didn't realize that I had until later in my early 20s. I was like, dang, like I had a lot of anger there. And so to me it was like that first day or two, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about anything because I didn't care about anything at that time. And then I think that had a little bit of breaking in me. Like once I start to understand what it was and what had happened and
like
who's
real
all
people,
involved,
like their stories. Yeah.
But I got obsessed with it. I became very patriotic. I collected the articles. I got very into it. And it drove me to want to like go into the military. Like I wanted to do Air Force and I wanted to like go from there, but I wanted to fly, you know, like I wanted to do.
No, thank you.
The jets.
My feet on the ground.
But it wouldn't have worked out for me anyways because there was some stuff that you had to like require and I didn't have that.
Right.
So I didn't even try.
Yeah. I would say that it is kind of wild to me that like when Joe and Jamie and Jason and I went, we all like stood just like in this circle and talked about where we were that when we found out. And it was crazy like to know that is like majority of people's stories is they kind of remember where they were when they saw it or heard about it.
Yeah.
And I was going into Spanish class, my second hour. And I thought there was, the Spanish teacher had the TV on. Yeah. And I walked in and I was very insensitive because I had no idea.
Right. And that's how I was.
And I was like, oh, is there an action movie on? And she was like, shh, quiet. And I was like, oh, I had no, like, I thought there was an action movie on because it was so crazy. And she was like, that's the World Trade Center. I'm like, I have no idea what the World Trade Center is. And then I thought like, oh, I was thinking, oh, this is probably like a malfunction.
Yeah.
In the plane. And then the second plane hit. And I was like, that there's no way that there was another.
Right. And then you found out about
like, and then the other ones, right.
And stuff.
And so that's like, and I guess like our world when we're that young is just not that big, but it became much bigger during that time.
Yeah.
And so, and I didn't even know how to worry for what I didn't know that I'd never been in an airport before. So I wouldn't know the difference of how things change security wise or whatever. But I know that changed a lot of people's way of traveling and all of that stuff. But yeah, it was kind of a crazy time. So yeah, Scarlett gets to go see that. And I like prepped her. I was like, this is like a very heavy.
Yeah.
You don't get to like, you do not walk around and be silly. And I mean, and she's a very chill kid anyway, but if you see friends that are doing that, like you have no idea who's there. Like there are people that could be, you know, a family member or whatever, even though they usually have like special sightings for family members, but you just never know. And so, yeah, I'm excited for her to go to New York. I wish I was going with, but it would have been an extra, like, however much it was to go. And I just went a year ago, but I would go again.
Liam was going to do the Washington, D.C. trip with his school because they did that last year. And they were going to fly, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And we did the pre-sign up. And then they switched it from flying to you're going to take a bus together. And he was like, forget that. I'm not going. I'm not staying on a bus with those people for that long.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Scarlett has to go. Does a bus. Yeah.
Liam does not tolerate a lot of things for very long.
Yeah.
Like, it really brings him down. And
Yeah.
so
he needs to recharge and all that stuff.
yeah, and so him being around it for that long would have been really hard for him. And then I'd probably be getting a text or a phone call, Mom, come get me, come get me, come get me. I can't stay with these people, like
yeah.
So we did our own trip to DC, and we were debating on New York during that time too, but Matt wants to do that as a whole separate thing. And I mean, I don't have a drive to go to New York. It's a big, big city.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think Lainey would love it because Lainey loves Chicago, of all places.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed New York way more than I enjoyed Chicago. But I've been to Chicago a lot because we don't live too far from it. But I would go back
to Chicago.
No, Bailey wants to go to Boston really badly, and I'm like, oh, I'd go to Boston in a heartbeat. So we're trying to figure out when that would be. But I loved Boston for the history and everything. Awesome. But anyway, yeah. So and then back to what we were going to talk about. Valentine's Day. Yep. Came and went. I had a very low key Valentine's.
We usually do.
Usually you do. What was your Valentine's?
Well, usually since COVID had happened, Matt and I never really were huge in Valentine anyways because it just wasn't
so busy.
Yeah, we aren't like the diehard romance type of people.
Right.
We're just not like all about these romantic-y date type of things. So we usually will stay home with the kids because during COVID, we couldn't go out at that time. Like everything was minimum. And so we did steak dinners, and Liam loved it so much. He's like, can we do this every Valentine? So then we started doing it every year until this year. And I don't know what it was. We didn't do the steak dinner. I think it was just like I wanted to go out and do something. The kids really didn't want to do anything. And I was like, well, then you guys do this. We're going to run to Madison. We'll come back home for dinner. And Liam really wanted Diego's. Like it's a Mexican restaurant that you like grab and go. And he really wanted it. And then we decided not to do Diego's because Matt and I went to Madison because you had Lainey.
Oh, yeah. That was the day that you're like, calling every 5 minutes. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever you need.
Every 5 minutes, I felt like our plans were changing. Yeah. Like, we originally were going to go up to the Dells. Yeah. And just do like a family thing. So we try and do this family thing 1 weekend a month. That's like bigger than what we do on the other weekends. And we really haven't been able to do it because the kids are exhausted. I'm exhausted. And they're just like, I don't really want to do anything. I'm like, okay, well, why put the money and the effort into it if you guys don't want to do it either? It won't be as enjoyable. So I was really itching to go to a bookstore and to the mall. So we left and we went up to Madison. And Liam didn't want to go, so he stayed home. Lainey ended up with you. And we went to the bookstore, went to the mall. And then our friend Brandon, I messaged him about a book or something. And then he was asking what we were doing that night 'cause he lived around there. So we're like, I don't know, we're just going to go home and order food or something. So then we all ended up going out to dinner instead. And that's when we called you. He was like, hey, we don't get to catch up with Brandon very often. So we were trying to just grab that right away. And then I had messaged Liam at one point right before dinner. And he messaged back with just, okay. And that's just how Liam is. Well, then I kept messaging him and calling him because I had to say hey, I'm on my way home soon, but I have to pick up your sister first. It's going to be a while. Do you want me to grab you Diego's? Because we had already eaten. And he would not answer. And it was a while since we heard. It was 2 hours since we heard from him. Yeah. But then it's it's not uncommon where it's but it was I called so many times. I texted so many times. Right. Matt called so many times. Dad called, and usually if Papa calls, he'll answer it. He didn't answer it, and I'm like, what the heck? So we decided to go straight home instead of grabbing Lainey, and that's when we called you again for the 100th time saying like, hey, plans are changing. And we were getting nervous because we were like, why is he not responding? You know, anything like that. And then we decided to have Matt's sister, who lives down the street from us, have one of her kids or her run to our house to see, you know, if Liam was okay before we got there. And Anthony, Matt's nephew, Anthony went and checked on him. When we were on the phone with Anthony, we were like, okay, if you see him, you just yell at him. Just tell him. He's like, all right, I'll do that. He just walks in there. I was like hoping that he would kind of like walk in and scare the crap out of him. Yeah. Knowing Liam, he's probably like doing some sort of video game and he can't hear him come in. He screams like a little girl or something. And Anthony was like, dude, you got to answer your phone. Something like that. Like something that wasn't like a yell kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I asked Liam later, because he called, he felt so bad.
Yeah.
And I love it, like, when he apologizes to me, because when he feels bad, he's like, I'm sorry, mommy. It becomes like this mommy thing.
Like, yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm no longer bro or mom.
Yeah, right.
I become like, I'm sorry, mommy. And it's like, he's a very quick to apologize kid.
Yeah.
He feels bad a lot when he gets that emotion. He's just like, I am so sorry. He's like, I didn't know where my phone was. And I'm like, I get that. Like, fine, whatever. And it was probably on silent. But I was like, but you gotta be letting us know.
Is he playing a game?
I think he might have been watching the race.
Oh, I was gonna say, so like there are times where
I think he was watching the race because it was that weekend.
Like Bailey, she one time, I'm like struggling with this placement here. Sorry guys, hold on. Actually, multiple times Bailey's really struggled with having her phone on her. But we have like so I can control light bulbs in the house.
Oh yeah.
So I'll just turn the light bulb on and off until she like, hopefully she gets that, like, she'll call me and be like, what's going on with the light bulb or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I did that and it wasn't working. And so I'm like, oh, she has an Alexa in her room. So I can actually like put a message on the Alexa that will like say like, hey, call mom or whatever. And I didn't even like, she was not answering. I'm like, oh, I bet I could do this. And I Googled it or whatever. And it said that I could. And so I sent her a message. I was like, that was really smart. Like, and I was like, usually the light bulb will work, or I'll turn the TV off, turn it on, or because I can control that too from my phone. But yeah, this time she was not answering. So I'm like, oh, cool. I can like message Alexa. So she eventually called me back. I'm like, you have to have your phone on you.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot. It's just like, it's so different because when we were kids, it was like a loud hand, big old cordless phone. Remember our blue one?
Yes.
Why did we get a blue one? Because we told Dad.
It was probably cheaper.
Did we tell Dad to get a blue one though?
Maybe, but it was probably cheap.
Either white
like
or blue
$10 or something.
Yeah, it was. But
that blue was ugly.
But you felt really, really rich if you had two different like spots for your phone.
Mm-hmm.
We never had that. Our house wasn't even big. Our apartment wasn't even big enough for that. You could hear that phone 2 apartments over.
I was talking to my friend Brett today, and I haven't seen him since like high school. And I was talking to him.
Oh my gosh. I was like, not thinking of that Brett. Okay.
Yeah. And we were just kind of catching up on projects that we were working on and stuff. And he does a lot of video making and short films and everything. And then we were talking about writing because we've always, like, he's always wanted to do like photography or video stuff. Like, I remember in high school, it's like planning projects and writing things, and we just never did it. And something reminded me of him earlier today. I reached out to him and we talked not too long ago, and we were just talking about like how we were as teenagers and that we were just able to run the streets, and just have fun and stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, every kid's like tagged. And I'm like, and he doesn't have kids, but he's like, every kid's got like a tag on him. I'm like, oh yeah, mine do.
Oh yeah.
My kids have their phones. I got Apple tags, like all these things. And the apple tag thing. So Lainey got a phone when she was really young because we took a trip to Mall of America.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, you do not take this bag off of you, no matter what. Because I was so nervous that she would just like wander off or something, which isn't like her,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But it was just like such a big mall and we've never been there. And I was super nervous. So we ended up doing that. Well, then we ended up getting her Liam an Apple tag. Well, we went to Romania last year. And I was like, we won't really have much for service, but here's an Apple tag, pop that on him. And then I'm glad I have it because now I have it for his school.
Oh, yeah.
For his school laptop because he has lost that once before. And I was like, we're just throwing your Apple tag in your bag. And so it's cute because every morning I drop him off. And then when I get home, it'll say like, LA left behind. And I was like, yeah, I did. I left his butt at school. But Lainey now has one too. We got her one when she went to camp, I think it was, wasn't it? This past summer.
Mm-hmm.
It was her first week-long camp. And I had just gotten back from Romania the day that she left. So I didn't even see her until later.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I was telling him like, my kids are tagged.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's different now.
It really is.
It is.
It is. And I'm okay with it. I don't, I do love it because like a couple towns over, there's a lot more kids that ride their bikes out in town. And
yeah,
I love it. It's like, I would move there just for my kids to experience that kind of, everyone wants to ride their bikes together. And it's just like not how it is here, I don't think. And I think in your town, they have that too. Like a lot of kids.
A lot more kids.
There, you have like really cute shops that you can go and get like super yummy stuff. And
well, and the splash pad's like right there. So a lot of kids are around. What was it? When we were in Romania though, like obviously the kids are outside and a lot of them, and I don't know if it's like because maybe it's cooler at night or what, but a lot of them were out late at night, like 10, 11 o'clock. Everybody's out on the streets just hanging out. And I kind of wonder if it's just because it's so hot during the day in the summer. I don't really know, but Liam had made a good amount of friends over there and he loved hanging out with them. He's still like, he just wants to be back. And they were all just going to go walk around. And I was like, do you have your tag on you? All this stuff. He's like, Mom, stop. And I was like, I just
we're
don't know.
In a different country.
Different country. Like you don't know. Yeah. He doesn't know anybody other than like
if someone came to our
small group of kids,
our country from a different, I'm sure they would, be like, we don't know anything about this place.
And I looked at the kids and I was just like, you guys don't lose him. He has no idea what he's doing, where he's going, nothing like that. And it was like really good for him. Yeah. And he loved it. And I felt comfortable with the group of kids that he was with, and it's very different. So when Bali and them came here a few years ago, he even said, he's like, it's weird to me because the kids are not outside.
He said, your streets are really quiet.
They're very quiet.
Like, oh man,
There's
sorry.
no kids outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like that's just kind of where we're at in this world on this side.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, like I've been really struggling with like the fact that Scarlett will be getting her license soon, like just having her drive on her own. And I think it'll be very small driving, like driving to school, driving to work, nothing crazy. Like she's not going to Chicago to go see a band anytime soon. I know. And there are things where I'm like, I don't know how we did stuff like that, but
I don't know how our parents weren't but maybe like they had like an upbringing like that too, where it's just like, we just did whatever. And our parents
we were very free range, like kind of.
And that's what I told Brett today. I was like, oh, we were free ranged. And he thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. But I mean, Dad did his normal check-ins, but he really didn't have he couldn't prove we like he had no track system.
Well,
like he'd check in, but
remember when he would ground you?
No, he'd try. Poor Dad. But no.
Oh, she's in the shower, Dad. I'll have her call you back later.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So but it's been weird to like kind of, and then Bailey's been asking about when she's couple years when she's in 9th grade if she can go to public school. That's something that I really need to pray about. And it like made me emotional to think like her desk would be empty.
Mm.
And it would just be me and Ellie down there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Lainey likes being in school. Liam hates it.
Yeah.
Liam starts the hybrid program next month, and he really does not want to do any of it next year. He wants to be homeschooled. And that's something that like we really have to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's just going to be like, you might just have to do hybrid. He can't go to, other schools, like private schools, because he would really like to go to like a private school in 2 of the other towns.
Mm-hmm.
But because he loves the soccer team that he's on, he can't do that. So it's
so hard though, because part of me is like, there's like a sacrifice too. Like if you need to do it to get, like if you have to say goodbye to your soccer friends, because it's like soccer is such a small portion of the
mm-hmm.
year compared to the rest of the year. And I know that that's hard to hear, but it's like if that's what mentally and educationally
mm-hmm.
helps you grow, you might have to
let
that go. But that's up to him.
A conversation that I had with a friend who was like, I think it's silly when you live in a town and your kid is open enrolled into another school, that you should be able to have your child choose to still be in the town for sports, the town that you live in for sports, because you pay taxes there.
Well, and you're willing to pay to be on it anyway, like on the team.
And it's like our house is
I feel like our town lets you. Our town, if you're homeschooled, you can.
If you're homeschooled, you can. It's only if it's a private school or like, another school that offers that sport.
That is tricky though.
Yeah, so it's like a WIAA law or something.
That actually, I can understand it in the sense of it could be tricky though, because then if you are in this town and you're going to school in this town, but you can be like traded for a different school because you're better. So say
I can see that.
Yeah, right. But I
can also see like some people being like, well, I have this address, but I'm really not staying at that location.
Right. Here's the thing. If
there's so many things.
My thing is, if it could be a little bit situational where it's like, well, it's not that I'm not, like, say he went to the private school a couple towns over and they didn't have a soccer team.
So I heard that he might be able to, there is one that he's interested in, and I guess they don't have sports, and it is in a different town. And I heard that he could possibly still stay in his school district.
That's what I'm saying is I'm wondering
and
if that's
what we have to double check.
Like if there's no sport, then can you play in this sport? And that's where I could see them kind of being like, okay, let's make this a situational thing and he can come on board. But if he was in this Christian school and they're like have soccer and he's like, I'm not gonna play soccer with you guys.
That one's already been denied. We know that much. Yeah, we do know that one has been denied because we asked both schools and they said it's just not legal. So so there's like, I feel like there's always this hook with him where it's like, if you're homeschooled, it's better for, I think homeschool would work really well for him, but it would be me homeschooling him. And I'm like nervous that I would fail that.
I would love to do a podcast with some of our homeschool friends or whatever and do like a segment on it, because I think that like there are homeschooling, a lot of it, you get what you put into it. And so if you are going to homeschool, but you don't do the curriculum, then you aren't going to do well. No one's going to do well. But if you stick to the curriculum.
Public school is not good for him.
Right.
It is awful for him.
If you stick to what's in front of him and people are like, well, math is like goes over my head. Okay, well, there are plenty of people around you that are actually really good at math and really good at teaching it that you could hire and help him with that. Because that's what we do. Like there are things where I'm like, that goes over my head and I just hire a couple of my friends.
I don't know. part of me is like, I'm going to go get some Miss Frizzle outfits and really,
I
really make it fun
and
for a sophomore in high school.
It is though. There are other programs too that you could do that I can talk to you about later, but where they help support in the curriculum, and then he checks in like twice a week online, all that stuff. So you could go that route, but it is a big change. It's a huge change.
It is, yeah. It changes a lot of stuff for our family.
Oh, for sure.
But I will say, the school that he is in right now has been like, it's a peer issue. It's not
right. Oh, right.
An educator's issue. Like,
yeah.
The staffing has been absolutely amazing with him.
Yeah.
And they are very supportive of him going to like the hybrid stuff, and they're working really well with him. I'm very proud of him because he went in and talked to them, and he was like kind of wanting me to do it. And I was like, I can email them and I can talk to them, but you also need to talk to them because I want you to express what you're going through and how you feel. And, like they need to hear it from you. You're old enough to do that. But I will also back you up and come alongside you and say, this is what we think is best. And they were so great about it because this is something that we talked about even last spring before he got into high school, because we were saying this is where we're really struggling. Because Liam went from a private school that he thrived in.
Yeah, he did.
And did so well. And he does so good in smaller classroom settings. And they could not provide a smaller classroom setting. And I get that because I work in that atmosphere, and it is very hard to like build small classrooms. You don't have enough space for it. So he is really struggling with that. And then the overwhelming peer issues. And he's very... I don't know what the word is, and maybe it's wisdom. Like, he's very wise in things. And when he sees other kids act a certain way, he just like cannot handle it. And it gets to his core.
He just has like a high moral compass.
Yes.
Right.
Very high moral compass on that. And so he really struggles, but he's surrounded by it. And so now it's like very
feel very lonely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't want to hang out with anyone outside of school.
Yeah.
Like he just does not want to connect with them because he can't find anyone similar to him in that. And he doesn't want to be surrounded by it. And I applaud him for that. I'm like, that is amazing, because I went through high school and I was like a chameleon. I went with all these different phases and all these different groups of friends and everything like that. And I bounced around all over the place.
Right.
And I don't like regret that because I met amazing people throughout that, and I am still very close with some of them. And there are so many different like groups of friends. It was never like one sum. It was just like a whole bunch of different groups. But what I really would have liked to have done is just known myself throughout all of that, instead of just kind of like, because I feel like you can still be yourself and be with multiple groups of people, and some you'll be really, really close with and some you wouldn't, just by still being yourself. And I think I was true to myself to the core, but I think when it came to like certain areas, I also was just like, just following.
Yeah.
And I lost myself a lot in what I wanted to do in life and all this stuff. And I just like, I just clung to people. Whoever would like allow me to. And it's like, I would just cling on to them because it was just like something. And it was never, there's only a few consistent people in my life throughout that, very few.
Yeah.
And so I was very used to like popcorn friends.
Yeah.
But with Liam, it's just like, I need to focus on what is best for him in the area of mental health and education.
Yeah.
And it's not where he's currently at. So next month he does start the hybrid, and I'm really hoping it works out for him and helps ease up some of that pressure and everything for the next few months. And then we'll go back to what we decide later on.
I'll be definitely interested to see him grow and see what happens. And, I think from my vantage point, I feel like what I'm seeing is just how awesome that you guys are willing to do anything just to get him to where he feels like he is succeeding and he's, confident.
Yeah.
And doing a good job.
And it's like, like right now it's kind of like, this is what we're going to try, and he wanted to try this first. And now he's like, I really don't want to do this. I really want to do homeschool. I feel better at home, like to do homeschool.
Right.
And I was like, but that is not in the cards right this second. Like, let's try hybrid. Let me finish this season.
Right.
I'm like, there's only so, it's like, we gotta like kind of see eye to eye on things right now, and timing isn't there. And I don't feel like this is an urgent need of, like, I would have to quit my job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. It's like, financially, that's going to be really hard. And also, timing wise, I'm like, let's try the hybrid. That's what we agreed on. Let's do our yes as a yes for now and go from there. Literally, it's only 3 months worth.
Yeah.
And he's only in school for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah. 2 hours of your day. Let's try it. Give it a go.
Well,
it might work out.
There's like, I have the thought of Ellie does a lot of home. So she's homeschooled. We have home church. And so I'm like, Ellie, we need to figure out a sport. Or you need to be in a musical or a choir. You have to do something where you're out of the house. You're socializing, which my kids are super social.
They're very social.
Like,
that girl has there's antisocial in her.
All of my girls are very social and good.
My kids are not.
And they're great at being very social. And so that's where, but I'm afraid that she'll regress if she's not putting herself in, even in like uncomfortable situations, safe ones, where it's like she has to learn to like be disciplined by a boss. Or, you know what I mean? Be in different
just
settings.
Navigating friendship, because like there's different kids that you kind of have to have that social area, and she's obviously very social, but just trying to get into these like areas of like I don't like the word discomfort, but I guess discomfort when it comes to disagreements with larger, newer groups of friends.
Yeah.
It's
she's
like,
got to learn that, because one day she'll have a job, or, it's so interesting because as parents, you're thinking about their future. Like, it's not just like in the moment. There are some appropriate times where you're thinking about, well, one day you're going to have a boss and they're going to ask you to do something that you won't want to do.
Yeah.
And because you're a team player, you might have to say yes. Like, obviously, you should care about whether or not they're taking advantage of you or whatever, but just trying to figure those things out as you grow. I just think it's so important that we're not just thinking about the academics, but we're thinking about their social and their careers as well as they grow. Or even like Scarlett, she's driving soon. Like, she's getting her license next week. And I think about like, if she were to have a fender bender, does she know what to do?
Do you remember your first fender bender?
Oh yeah, I do. And it was like, so in Wisconsin during that time.
Was I with you at this one or no?
No. No. That fender bender was all your fault. Oh wait.
You had like about 4 of them.
Okay. No, I
remember,
didn't.
She got 7.
You were just in those things. My first fender bender, no one hit me, I hit them, but it was just like a little love tap. And at that time in Wisconsin, it was awesome. You didn't have to have insurance unless you had one accident. And I'm pretty sure both of us didn't have insurance. We gave each other hugs and left.
Yeah.
Like, it was
that was
great.
pretty much how my first one went too.
Yeah. And then
might have been my only one.
Because you're not going to report that, because then you got to get insurance.
The crummy part is I drove to meet her like in the parking lot thinking everything was fine. We're like, are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Our cars are fine. Nothing's wrong. And then we leave. And my steering wheel.
It's like, I know. So you had a lot more damage than you thought.
The best part is it was Matt's car. I mail him a new car still.
Oh my gosh, was that the Saab?
Yes.
Oh no,
it was his baby, and yeah, we didn't have it for very long.
Terrible.
After that. It was a very sad moment.
Yeah, and then the other fender bender I had was because of you, because you were in the car with Grandpa and me, and you said we were clear, and we weren't.
It looked clear.
It wasn't my car either. It was my father-in-law's, but there was no damage. These are like little baby things. Like,
there's definitely no damage to the truck that was there.
No, everything was fine. Yeah. My first like real accident was when I rolled the car, and you were with me on that one. And I just hit ice. That's all. Like I was in a curve and I hit ice.
No, that was like anyone could have done that.
Yeah, it was like a beautiful winter day, and there's black ice, and I hit it. We rolled, and it was Christmas
Hung
Eve.
upside down.
Like little bats.
I thought we were suffocating to death.
Yeah, she's like, nobody breathe.
You guys quit breathing.
And I'm like, what? It's fine. And then I like unclipped my seatbelt, but I didn't brace myself. So I was like, I remember
probably had Batman neck for a few days.
I remember hanging upside down, and my phone was like just in reach.
Dude, did you get nauseous though? Not from the actual spin, but from things being upside down.
Oh, I was completely. I couldn't even figure out where the keys were to turn the car off because it was still on.
Well, I remember you being like,
"Where is everything?"
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Where your life slipped upside down.
Just say it. Our lives were flipped upside down.
And then I remember like. You're like already out of your seatbelt going like this with a kink to neck.
Yep.
And then I go to get out of mine, and either you or Joe were like, how'd you get out of there? Because I like braced myself, unclipped, and then like
you braced yourself,
out. But I thought we were suffocating because there was so much snow caked on the windows.
Oh, it was so hard to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand what your thought was, but I knew we were going to be okay.
I thought we were buried alive.
Yeah. And then we had like two angel hillbillies came up. They're like, hey, you got any help? And we're like,
I'd be like,
what?
Uncle?
So funny. I was like,
we're
yeah,
fine.
That's, yeah. Like,
but that ditch was deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was deep.
It was crazy. But then we couldn't see Joe because he was in a white sweater. And he always tells a story, so everyone calm down. But we were like, "Where's Joe?" Because Joe's brown. He's a dark guy, but he had a white sweater on in the snow. And we're like, "Where's Joe?" And I was like, "Babe, raise your hand." And he like put his hand up, and I'm like, "There he is!" Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you remember? Was it last year or 2 years ago when Matt called me up? And he was so scared because he went to the back of the garage at our house, and we had a lot of snow, and Matt was like, I don't know if he was shoveling or what he was doing, but he was doing something back there, and he was like, oh my gosh, I thought I saw a glove.
He thought it was a glove, like
sticking out, like someone was like buried alive,
and the glove was like this. But wait, there's more.
So it Ashley me up, and he's just like, he's like, I'm scared to like. I feel like it could be a body buried in our backyard or something
under the snow. Just
under the snow. This guy like just died back there or something, right? So he's scared. I was like, we'll figure it out because you gotta call someone. And he like walked up to it. Went to go reach for this, like, what looked like a brown glove. It was dog turds.
And he touched it, didn't he?
Like,
I'm pretty sure he
grabbed on still, and he went to grab it.
Also, was it like a little mountain? Did he think like a dog just like a little mountain of snow?
A dog, it was Archie. It was in our yard. Once it was the neighbor kids.
But what dog would he like? What dog would up there and poop?
Crazy. It was just like in the backyard, I guess, over by the garage or something.
had to have been like, okay.
He thought it was somebody, like somebody's hand, and it freaked him out.
Oh
and
my gosh.
he panicked and he called me. And then he's like, it was dog poop.
What a good heart he has.
So now he is just like, anytime he sees something in the yard, I'll be like, what is it? A glove?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's Matt for you.
Yep.
Trying to save the day, and it's just dog turds.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much, I think, what's new in my life. Like, really, it's just a lot of focusing on Mom and Rick and figuring out if they need anything, and then trying to parent. Like, my kids are getting older, and that's hard to. There are times where I feel like I'm brave and I can face the day with that, and then there are other times where I'm just like wanting to cry my eyes out. I don't like it.
I went through a really mental roller coaster during the stuff with Mom and Rick.
Yeah.
And I blacked people out for like 3 days because you even messaged me. You're like, where are you? Where have you been? But I was going through a really hard time. And I think what it is that like I suppress things, like always. I bottle things up. I suppress it all. And then it shows up, but it shows up not from that, like, not from what's really bothering me. Like, the kids were really just like at it that morning and everything, and I just felt stressed,
like agitated, and
and it was just like,
yeah,
I'm really frustrated. And so I went up into my room. Matt came up there, and I just let it out, like let it out, and it was just like all these emotions of everything, and the core of it was, I think, like the suppressing of my emotions when I was at the hospital with Rick and everything like that. And I told Matt, I'm like, I want to be alone. I want to be alone in my thoughts and everything like that. But it was getting to a point where I was like alone in my thoughts for too long. And I usually have this thing where it's like, if Matt knows I'm going through a wave of depression or anything, I always text him just saying, I'm sad. Well, I didn't want to text him. I wanted to text somebody, and I was just like, I don't know who to talk to right now. I don't want to talk to anybody. But I didn't want to talk to Matt either, because I just felt like it was just like every day I was talking to him. Like, it's the same story. It's the same crap, you know? So I just text Critter and was like, I feel like my day is gray. And I was on my way to work, and he instantly FaceTimed me, and I had like a few minutes to spare before I had to be into the building. And I just like ugly cried. And he was just like, you need to tell me what is going on. And I was like pretty much ugly crying, hyperventilating. And I was just like letting out emotions and everything. And it was just like his instant call though. Like, one, I wasn't expecting him to call me back. Not because it's Critter or anything like that. It was just because
you're like,
I got to get to work, you know, and I just needed to let someone know I'm not doing well. And it was like 3 days of it, and it was heavy. And then I got out of the cloud, and it felt like it was a dream. I was just like, holy cow. Like, I came, like, it was like this really weird high kind of thing. And, like, I even went to Matt's show, and I was just like, what the heck? And that was like a heavy day for that. Like, that was one of the harder days. And it was kind of like I was surviving, like living and doing what I need to do. But on the inside, I was like rotting. And it was just like weird. And I haven't had that in so long.
Yeah.
And then it was like, as soon as I was able to express it, it was all starting to release. And then it just felt kind of like a dream. Like, what the heck was I just going through?
Right.
But I knew, like, it was obviously like this grieving feeling, and like this, it's kind of like I was in shock for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it like hit. And I think you went through a similar thing that weekend where you were just like super emotional.
Yeah.
And I think it just hit us. It was like we were in survival mode for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're
then
just being
boom.
strong for everyone around you and trying to take on some stuff to lighten the load for mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it's just so much. And it hits at different moments,
Yeah.
where you, like, there was a moment where I was just driving and I just wept.
Yeah.
Like, and called mom and was like, I hate
Yeah.
that. I felt so torn because I hated that I wasn't with her, but I also like missed my kids when I was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just felt like it felt impossible to
Yeah.
be in so many different places at once or needing
Mm-hmm.
to feel that way, I guess. But
And I
yeah.
think too, because the day before Rick was put on the ventilator, mom had called me that night and he had just been admitted into the hospital in ICU, I believe. And he had just the oxygen over his nose, but he was not able to get comfortable. He would lay down and he would be instantly uncomfortable because he couldn't breathe with his lungs and everything. Then he would sit up on the edge of the bed. And I like saw that, like mom showed me, like, so we were video chatting and she was in the room with them. And it was like very foreign to see him sick. I don't like,
Yeah.
I was looking back, I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen him sick.
Right.
Like my whole life. I'm like, and so I just like cried on the phone and mom was like, he's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then the next day is when you and Critter called me that morning. It was like, hey, they just put dad on a ventilator. And that was like heavy. And I called into work and I said, hey, and that was the 14th. And I was like, I'm not coming in. I'm going to just be available, even if it's by phone, for my family right now. This is what's going on. They have been so amazing.
Your staff is awesome.
Yeah. And they were so amazing. They were so supportive. I got check-ins from like, I have, we're not on the same team anymore, but like we're 4 people that are extremely close. We're all best friends. And so like, they would contact me like every day, like especially Case and Hallmark, and they were just like, how are you doing, what's going on, all this stuff, and just very much in our group chat. And it was just like very it was just amazing to feel not the pressure of like, oh my gosh, I might miss work. And I hated missing work all the time, and I always felt bad missing work. And these guys are like, if you need to go and be with your family, you go and be with your family.
Push you out the
Don't
door.
worry about us. And I was like, I know, but I feel like in my mind, it's like, it's hard to find a sub, for one. And for two, it's like, but what if right now is not the time I need to go? What if I need to go if there's like a bigger emergency? And I'd hate to keep coming back and forth. And, and I was already feeling the whiplash of like, do I do this or do I not?
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was really, really hard.
I don't even work, besides photography, but that's like super flexible. And I'm homeschooling and I'm still wondering, like, do I do this now? Do we go, that is so
and it's
not
almost
fun.
a 7-hour drive. It's 6.5-hour drive. And so it's not like it's just driving an hour or two somewhere. Like we have to plan things for overnight, like
for our kids,
because
Matt works 7 days a week. So.
Yeah. So it's just like there had to be some planning. The people that came in, like relatives that came in and helped with, like Matt's sister was like, well, let me know what you need. I'll do it. And she got the kids ready and everything for school. So it was just like an amazing community of people that were very supportive. But the hard part for me was I would tell them like, yes, it's really hard, because they would be like, how are you feeling today? I'd be like, it's rough. It's hard. But I didn't want to talk about it, only because, not because I couldn't handle talking about it, because I like talking about it because it helps process things externally. And I think that helps me kind of release things. It was more of like, I don't want to be a burden and keep talking about this, because I do have to repeat the conversation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and I even tried to limit it with Matt because I didn't want to bother him, where it's like, but I'm really sad about this. And like, it's the same thing I was sad about 2 hours ago. And so I just like bottled a lot of stuff. And I think Matt knew too when I let it out. He was like, this is deeper than what this morning's kids nitpicking at each other,
So you mentioning that this is like a classic thing that you tend to do. Do you like have an idea of like, okay, how could I do this differently?
Yeah, I think,
because I know like we say that, but like to practically apply, like I wonder like how would I do that differently?
And I think for this one, because of the circumstance, it's really hard because it's not like it was more of like this was a family emergency, like a grieving kind of thing. It did make me think a lot about the future of how would I handle if I were to lose a loved one, and like it's always something that's been in the back of my mind, like my whole life, where it's like people pass and I'm like, how would I handle it? And in my head, I'm like, oh, I that it's part of life. I'll be fine.
Right.
Like I'll move on.
But like even
this was not that. This did not feel that way. I was like, holy crap. I don't know if I would do very good.
Yeah. And like even in the moment with like how, because I do feel like, because you're like, I tend to like bottle things up or whatever.
Yeah. I don't like to cry in front of Matt. And Matt's usually my go-to person. So to me, I would want to say and easily say like, oh, just talk to Matt about it. Like I would just send him that I'm sad thing. And he would be like, what are you sad about? Or what do you want to talk about? Like he's so good at that.
Yeah.
And lately, like he's starting to be like, because I was saying like, I'm sad. And he's like, what are you sad about? And be like, I really don't want to talk about it. He respects that.
Right.
He's like, okay, well, I'm here when you want to talk about it. But this was like, I did not want to talk at all to anybody about anything anymore. It was like, my nose is starting to leak. It was like, I think it was just the fact that it was just the repeat conversation where it's like, we already talked about this.
Right. Like you're definitely a processor.
Yeah.
Like an external
processor.
Yeah. That is something I actually am like really grateful to have you growing up in my life, because I feel like we were able to just process. Yeah. So I think that I can process a lot, but I also can handle a lot of processing coming at me, which I think is a huge blessing for Joe because he also processes a lot.
Yeah.
But to me, but it's like I rarely get tired of it because I think I have a lot of stamina when it comes to, and also like one of my best friends growing up, she was very much an external processor with me. A lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And I don't say that negatively. I just think that it was just something that like you just need to find people that are in your corner that are willing to listen to you 500 times over. Like when I came home and I dumped on Jamie, I was just like, this is what's going on. 'Cause she asked how Rick was doing, and I text her later. I'm like, I'm sorry I dumped all of that on you. And she's like, never be sorry for that. And it's just like, I just feel like there's, just I can feel insecure when I do that, but I think it's just what we need. And I think Matt can handle it,
Yeah. And a conversation that him and I did have during that, and it probably comes off very like offensive to a lot of people who are close to me, but I told him like, I just don't trust. I don't trust easily anymore. Like, I don't know if I ever have.
Right.
But it's like, and it's not like I would not trust you to keep it to yourself or anything like that. It's more of like, I don't know. And I'm not saying you yourself. I'm saying in general to people. It's like, I think what it is like, because I've had so many popcorn people in my life where it's like, I just don't trust that you'd stick around.
Yeah.
For me to like.
That's something I'm learning
too.
You
the deepest emotions.
Which something I've learned, but don't and continue to learn is that there are, like someone said the other day, like there are friends that just come and go.
Yeah.
And they're friends that stick. And I'm like, I don't like that. I want to keep my friends forever.
Yeah.
Like the people in my life, like I don't like that they come and go. It's just very hard for me.
Yeah. And it's kind of like an area that like I'm so used to friends that come and go that in a way I accept it, but at the same time it's just like there's this guard up. Does that make sense? Where it's like I just have this protective barrier.
Yeah. And I think there's just this where I have had to lean in to the Lord about it, where friends will come and go, but he is constant. He is my forever. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt or that it's unfair or that it's not unfair. All those things still happen. Like there are friends that will stay forever. And the ones that do go, in those moments, I just really try to have the Lord hold me in those, because he can forever keep me, and I will forever keep him. And he is enough for me, and he will hold me in my sorrow and my sadness. Because like he knows, like God knows what it feels like to lose his son.
Yeah.
And so, I just feel like if anyone can understand that, that's him. So I try to run to him about that, because we lost a lot of people, especially during when we left the church.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of people. We never thought we would lose.
Yeah. The closest.
Some of the closest people. And so, that's really hard.
Yeah. Especially like when you were raised by them.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So and I think that like, obviously like that's a whole other.
Oh, that's a whole other series that we got to figure out. But
like probably a 52 week series.
Speaking of, we should probably wrap it up.
Probably. I gotta go to bed.
I'll pray that we will head out. Yeah, we're going. Excuse me. Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this time to just catch up. Two sisters that just love each other and love you so much. And we're first of all, just thank you so much for the healing and the good work that you've done in Rick's body. And I just pray for his heart and mind and soul that is also being restored as he continues to walk out into the clearing during all of this. We thank you so much for strengthening our mom during this time, holding her up when she feels like she's completely running on fumes. And God, we just pray for continued healing, and that you make yourself known in this situation to all of those involved. Lord, we thank you for this podcast, for this platform, and we pray that we use it to just be a good witness and show who you are through laughter, prayer, crying, and all of the emotions, Lord, that we just continue to honor you. In your most precious name, amen.
Amen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Real as Possible. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the laughs with someone who needs it. See you next time.